How do? Are you ready for another helping of Granny Love? Today we'll be hearing the poetry of Miranda Dennis, whose work has appeared in Granta, Witness Magazine, StorySouth, and Meridian. She studied at Hollins University and the MFA Program for Poets and Writers at the University of Massachusetts-Amherst. She currently lives in Brooklyn, but she'll be reading poetry today about her grandmother Ellane from Chickamauga, Georgia.
Hello from a lake. I'm Miranda Dennis. First poem is called Ruby Ellane, Born of Jewel. You are named after the jewel of your mother, the shape of her mouth, harp song, geometric, translation of bit-off psalm, as she's cutting plums for another granddaughter, mind ripe and soft too, her skin the bark of trees on the blink. Can we remember southern oak or no? The drip of moss curtailing another southern summer's biting heat. They say she knew the language of ghosts, the Son of God, how a dream can be parsed and boiled down to sticky sugars, jarred like amber, fed to the lilies, spun into song. Poem number 2, Ruby Ellane, Bearing Deborah. Enough with the theatrics. No more pressure-tested daughters turned to hardness from one tectonic groove. This is how you form mountains that split and separate across oceans, so you feel your heart in your gut, standing on a distant shore, knowing you know what's in your bones and knowing no more. She's firm as a salty rock in the mouth, rounding and knocking against your pliant tongue. A name, not to be worn as a cold kiss on finger and neck against pulse of wrist. This blonde daughter, instead, a bee, her name humming and dancing and oh yes, singing, where the clover sweetens hard ground. And the last one is Ellane with a period at the end. Your granddaughter won't know it for a long, long time. How you concentrated the light in your name, traded in the small garden and your father's grocery store and the sparkle of citrus the Christmases wear, the banks promised nothing but shame. And you aged into morning newspapers at the Hardys, the smear of jam like dessert on a biscuit without butter, coffee in a paper cup, stories told of times lived overseas. In Germany, an officer's wife who could still smell the stench of annihilation, burning hair, or following a daughter's pale marriage to the Isle of Man, watching tailless cats leap like rabbits. Or times in El Paso, you loved Tex-Mex, a surprising twist in your austerity, an otherwise saltless existence, meatloaf made mostly of filler and lean meats, sour blueberries you tried to give a child. And here you are now, back in the one city in Alabama you felt cosmopolitan enough, which I guess it was, hours from Chickamauga, that little garden where your ancient father outlived your mother, supplanting her with a mean wife. But you were always polite, the way daughters sometimes are, remembering themselves as plums, soft and ripe. Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by. Means we good to each other.